Hello and welcome back to this channel. So today's tutorial is going to be about creating this illustration using the drawing assist feature in Procreate. I'll also be showing you a tip on how to add shadows using a very built-in tip in Procreate as well. So let's just get started. So I have opened Procreate and I'm going to click on this plus sign and click on square. You can use your two fingers to resize this if you ever need it. Okay, so first off, we're going to start off with a sketch. But before that, we need to turn on the drawing assist. So click on your settings here, go to canvas and click on drawing guide and edit drawing guide. So you have different options here and we're going to be using something called as symmetry. And in here in options, make sure you select quadrant. So it divides it into 4 equal parts. And we have to turn on the rotational symmetry. So I'm going to quickly show you what this does, this rotational symmetry. So this is turned off right now and I'm going to click on done. Let me choose a color and draw something. And this is how it turns up. Now let me quickly go ahead and change it to rotation symmetry on. Done. Let me bring in a new color, maybe red. And now if I do the same thing, it's going to go in a rotation. So that is exactly what we want. We don't want things to go merge at the grid, but we want it to look like this. So let's just start with that. I'm going to go into my layer and clear it off. Let me go ahead and click on my sketching tool, and the brush we are using is going to be under calligraphy monoline. And this does not matter what setting you keep it at, but I would recommend something around 19, I guess. Yeah, this should be good. So we start off by sketching things, but I've tried to make it easier for you guys, and I will be providing a sketch for you. So you can just click on this wrench right here and click on add, insert a photo, click on the sketch and bring it in here. So you can find the sketch in the description box below, the link to download it obviously, and just go ahead and bring it in. And for colors, I have chosen the same colors that I've used in my previous tutorial, except there's a couple of additions to it. But if you have already downloaded it last time, you don't have to do it again. But you haven't, I think you should go do it. I will link it in the description box as well. All right, so once you have your sketch ready, I'm going to go ahead, click and reduce the opacity. But since I want to show you guys how I would sketch this thing, let me just click on new layer. And you should know that you don't have to sketch everything. You just have to sketch in this one square. I mean, you can be sketching in any squares. Just pick your favorite. And I think I'll be choosing this one because then I won't have my hand over it and it'll be visible for you guys. But before that, click on your layers, click and make sure your drawing assist is turned on, which it isn't right now. So when you click on this, if it is turned on, you will see this thing called assisted. We'll have to do this for every new layer we create. So don't forget to do that. Otherwise, it won't repeat across the artboard. Okay, for sketching, I just used a rough sketch, as you can see, because you're not going to be using a lot of these things. Basically, we'll delete it once we are done with the art. So I'm going to quickly jump instead to actually creating flowers so that I don't want to keep this video too long. So for flowers, I've chosen 2 yellows. One is a lighter one and a darker one. The darker one is going to be in the bottom so that it creates a sense of depth. So let's go ahead and click on the darkest yellow and we're going to create a first floral. So make sure to keep your floral inside this circle. It's okay if it goes out a little, it doesn't matter, but it's because it gives you an idea about how big the flower should be. So click and drag and drop it. So when you do that, make sure your ends are closed, otherwise it'll color everything up. All right, so let's click on new layer now and drawing assist. Go to the lighter yellow and let's make another set, but this time in a different direction. Okay, our first flower is ready and now it's time to go ahead and make others. So click drawing assistant and we're going to choose the red color and create a floral right here. So this one is basically 5 petals. It's okay, choose whatever kind of flowers you want. It really doesn't matter. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this darkest. No, let's make this yellow and then make some swirls around. Oh, let's go back to this lighter yellow, choose a white or something, and then make something like this. Now let's go to our orange. So go here, drawing assist, and let's make the orange florals, which are nothing but exactly like red ones, but they are a little tiny, as you can see. And now what I'm gonna do is bring it all the way behind the yellow flower layer, because then it looks like this. And now let's go ahead and start making the leaves. So for leaves, the leaves are actually in the background, so we need to make it behind all these flowers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to uncheck all the yellow and red flowers so that we can see it clearly, and go to the orange, click on new layer, let's click on the green layer, that's the darker green, and let's paint in the darker greens first. Drawing assist. You can use your two finger to tap to undo it as well instead of using these buttons. All right, now let's go and click on one more layer and drawing assist, and click on the lighter green that we see here, and let's paint these ones. Okay, that looks good as well. So I'm just gonna scroll in and make sure I create these. And okay, let me go to the dark green layer and click and hold to select that color. And let's do this. Okay, now it's time to add some elements to these leaves. So I'm going to click on this and click on a new layer. Click on clipping mask first. Then you can click on drawing assist. And now what's going to happen is we're going to add some things to the dark green leaves, but this clipping mask will help us make sure that we don't cross the border of these green leaves. So what it's going to do is whatever we draw on this layer is going to show up only on this layer, but only where there are green leaves. So let's just do that. I'm going to select this light green and make sure your size is set to about 8% or something like that. And let's draw. All right, that looks good as well. The green, we're going to leave it like that, not do anything with it. And now let's go ahead and turn these things on to just take a look at it. And now we need to draw the blue florals, and that's going to be below all the other florals. So let's click on a new layer and bring this below the orange florals, and then let's go ahead and click on the dark blue color and make sure you turn on assist. Let's increase this size a bit because it makes it easier, and draw some dark blue florals. Let me just draw here. Yes, that should be good. Now click on a new layer again and assist. Let's go into a lighter blue and then fill in some blanks sort of thing. All right, so our things are ready, but one more thing, I forgot to add the elements to the orange floral. So make sure you go to that level, and then in here we're going to click and draw, oops, too thick, reduce the size, and we'll do the same thing here. That looks good. And now it's time to add some shadows. So let's go ahead and first off, let's start by adding the shadow on the yellow floral. So click on the yellow floral, the layer which has the darkest yellow. That means it's, just take a look here, it's that one. Okay, so in here what we're gonna do is let's go ahead and click on the dark yellow that's already there, and then move this G slider up to over here, something like this, so that it's a bit of an orange, or you can do something like this as well. Now click on a new layer so that it's on a new layer, but click on clipping mask, also click on drawing assist, and now in here I'm going to draw something like this. I'm going to increase the size a bit and draw like this wherever there's an overlap where I want a shadow. Okay, so it should look good. Okay, so this looks pretty odd now. And now the magic. So click on your magic wand right here, and there's something called as Gaussian Blur. And now in here, you can use your pencil to slide to adjust. So what you can do is you can just click and slide, and you can see the blur is being applied as we speak. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it so that as long as there's no harsh lines which separate, and now it looks like it's really blurred out, but it's a little darker in the corners and it looks like, oh, it's a different layer, right? That's exactly what we're going to do for everything right now. And let's go ahead and go to an orange layer. And we're going to click and select this orange because we want a little darker, you know, and click and drag a little bit. And you can see the settings here. If you want to see the exact color, it's right here, F77B1D. Maybe I'm just going to add it here for you guys. And let's go ahead and add this color as well, I guess. These are the darker shadows. Okay, if you want, you can choose that as well. Okay. So let me just go ahead and select the darker one. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, click on new layer, clipping mask, and then drawing assist. And now you can do this. See how I left out that bit corner because we don't want it there, just the overlaps and nothing else. And let's do the same thing here. You can just click on that and it'll be applied. Okay, so let's do the same thing to the leaves now because leaves are the trickiest one right here. So for leaves, I'm just going to go ahead and click on my dark green leaf. And then I'm going to click on new layer right below the other clipping mask layer because I don't want it on the lines. So in here, I'm going to click on drawing assist, and obviously it'll automatically create a clipping mask. So what I'm going to do is click and hold and select this green. Okay, yeah, that's better. And now it's time for the blue florals. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and go to your blue floral. That's the dark blue. Click, again, same thing, clipping mask, drawing assist, and we're going to go ahead and click and select that blue. Go here and make it a bit darker, and I'm going to put it right here, okay? And then we're going to see wherever it's overlapped. So this is going to be a lot more work because some of them are essentially overlapped everywhere, as you can see. Okay, so our Gaussian blur on this is done as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and uncheck the sketch layer now, just to take a look at how this looks. And I think it looks pretty good. The only thing that's left is to add a text and then to change the background color. So let's go ahead and change the background color now. Let's click and go to your background color. And this, I've chosen this color right here, just under the green. And there you go. And now to create the text, go to your topmost layer and you can click on new layer. If you want to handwrite your text, this is the way to do it. But if you want to add actual text in Procreate, you can just click on this wrench here and say add text. And then it's going to give you an option to add text. And to change the color, you can always press on this and change and it'll be all right. So let me take one of the brown or gray or black colors and let's just write hello. This is too thin actually. So I'm just going to increase this maybe about 33%, I guess. Maybe it's too wide. By the way, I did not turn on the assisted on it because I don't want it to repeat in 4 quadrants, as you can see. So let's just do like this. All right, but I want to change something here. I want the darkly green leaves to be below the blue layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and this is another thing that you might want to learn. So just click on the layer that you want to be moved. That's this green layer. and then swipe the two clipping masks, because you can't just move the green layer, you have to move the clipping mask as well. So group them together and click on this button and bring it all the way down like this. But as you can see, there's a bit of a dark shadow in here, so we can go ahead and delete that. So go to blue, go to the clipping mask area, click on the eraser tool, and we're gonna, oops, eraser is set at really high, so let's reduce this and delete this part. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this tutorial, and to export this you can just click here and click on share and export it as PNG or JPEG or anything as you want. I hope you liked this tutorial. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell, because you'll get to know every time I post a new video. Okay, I guess I'll see you in the next video then. Until then, have fun, and if you do create something out of this, make sure to share it on your Instagram or something and tag me, that is at @printmesomecolor. I'll definitely love to look at what you guys create. So don't forget to download the sketch and the color palette or the color swatch from the description box below. I also have a lot of other Procreate videos if you want, so go check it out in the playlist and go experiment with it. Okay, I guess I'll see you in the next video then. Bye bye.